The following podcast is a member of the Pokecasters Network. Pokecasters Network, supporting Pokemon content creators, their shows, and the community of Pokemon fans. To find out more, check out PokecastersNetwork.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook.
This is going to be exciting. You don't understand. It's so much fun when just out of nowhere you think of an idea and like, can this work? And it fits in like a puzzle piece to something that you mentioned previously.
See, now here's the thing. That I think it fully depends on how I respond here.
Oh, no. Either way, it's going to fit depending on how you respond. Either A, you're about to understand something really quickly, or B, you're about to understand something else really quickly.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes Scratch is an overpowered move. I am Muhammad, playing Kyle, and over here I have someone who eats peanut butter straight out of the jar with a spoon.
This be facts, though. Chunky is better than smooth or whatever. I demand my peanut butters have peanuts in them, otherwise it's fake.
And who's the one making this claim?
Oh, me. Oh, right, my name's Anirudh. That's right. I'm the PM, the DM, the GM of the show. Can you tell I'm losing it right now?
Yeah, you are not used to sitting on that side of the intro.
This
is one that I'm going to pull out anytime you fumble the intro, I'm going to pull this out and you need to be ready.
What's poppin', everyone? I'm Anirudh. I'm the GM, the PM, the DM of the show. The reason why I've messed up for the past 2 minutes is that there are 4 different ideas running at the back of my head. And if you want to picture like a mind working like an office room, where there are different people in different cubicles, nobody knows where their assigned seats are, and everybody's panicking.
Anirudh's mind right now is it is what the inside of an engine would look like if, like using nitrous oxide for a boost like they do with like the Fast and Furious movies was, first, I was going to say is real. It might be real and I just don't know that it's real, but I don't think that's real, right?
What, nitrous oxide?
Well, no, nitrous oxide is real. That's just laughing gas. That's like an anesthetic. But like using like NOS as like a boost for a car.
I don't know
if that's real. I don't know. I always assumed that wasn't real, but that could also just very well be real, and I don't know about it. And it's just like it's enough of a safety hazard that no one does it.
Maybe that might be more logical, actually. Now that I think about it. Anyway, welcome everyone. Mansoor, still on that layover from last time.
I missed that part of the intro. My bad.
It's fine. That's my job. Mansoor's still on that layover in Argentina right now.
Still.
Man. Took a whole week.
That's rough.
And the worst part is...
it got extended.
Yeah, no, it was going to be like... I was texting him the other day. It was like an 8-hour thing, and he was just annoyed, but it's like one of those things. And they kept pushing him back 8 hours every time they reached the 8th hour.
Oh, so he didn't... that sucks. I was going to say, at least he got to get out and see the sites, but...
Nope.
I guess not.
Nope. It's been that...
Do you know where he's headed next?
It's like 24... No idea. At this point, he's wondering if, like... He started to build a civilization in the airport itself, sustaining on restaurant food or airport food, I guess.
Please tell me they at least paid for his hotel. They let him get out of the airport. Please tell me there's a hotel next to the airport you could have stayed at.
You know the crazy thing?
There's no airport for 100 miles, or no hotel for 100 miles.
No, there is, but the problem is like the company's not giving him a full support for that. It's like a subsidy sort of thing.
Oh, and he doesn't want to pay out of pocket.
Right, because the problem is his next destination, he's got to pay out of pocket for that, and he was planning for that, right?
Oh, that's whack.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he has to pay for overpriced airport food. That's
exactly. I think though he's mastered the concept of living off of 1 bottle of water a day. He's
impressive.
He's trying to drink that, like lower that down even more.
Well, that on the one hand, that's impressive. On the other hand, I feel like if you've gotten to the point where you're eating plastic, your travel woes have reached a new low.
No, I think he's good as long as they don't push it back. I just got a text.
He just texted you, didn't he? Yeah. Aw.
Pushed it back another 8 hours, guys. Oh no, that was a typo. It's 9 hours this time. I don't know why. Okay.
Hey, he can. Hey. It's 9 hours. It's 9 hours. You are supposed to arrive to the airport 4 hours before an international flight.
Right.
Right. And like assuming that.
Oh, so we've reached that point, maybe.
I think he can go out and get himself a nice dinner.
Maybe. Anyway, shout out to Mansoor. We're all wishing him luck as his airport adventures continue.
Travel woes are the worst.
Yep.
Send us your worst travel stories on Twitter.
Yes, please do. We will read them and laugh, and then proceed to remember our own, and then not laugh anymore. So this is a show about a podcast about a story about a Trico. That Trico, this one.
Hi.
There you go. Last episode was a time of exploration, a time of diving into figuring out what's going on.
A time of confusion.
A time of confusion. A time of reckoning. The question is, of course, what we're reckoning with. Now, this is a weird thing because I would normally nominate someone to do with the intro or just kind of flip a coin with this, but actually I have no idea how we're going to proceed with this. Do you want to do the intro? Would you like me, not the intro, the history summary, or
I was gonna say, like, I feel like as the only player, the onus is on me to give the history recap each time.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you are break class in case of emergency. I don't know if that's what you want to roll with, or if you want to be more involved in this. I know we've kind of shut you out of this for a while, but also you just enjoy seeing us flounder.
I can fill in the gaps, I think, because it's important for you to know what's going on.
That's true. These history recaps were as much for us as players as for the audience. Anyways, last time on Not a Scratch, Kyle got out of a bush.
That was the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Kyle, basically after, tumbling over into this bush after a head rush, after being dealt a entire month and a half's worth of memories from another alternate dimension Kyle, and getting now that alternate dimension Kyle's entire inventory in his bag. After dealing with all of that, Kyle somehow had the fiery drum, which kind of changed plans a little bit, but not too much. Kyle, the recruits reconvened and it was like, we have the fiery drum, no need to worry about it. Let's move. And so Kyle and Zendoran, along with Manaphy, set out all to cross from Gale Beach in the Ventus region all the way to the Fluvius region to go to a beach, because that's an area with a beach, and they want Manaphy to meet the ocean rival, because Manaphy is supposedly the mythical child. So they set out.
Manaphy's not the mythical child.
If you do that to me, do that to me, I am boycotting the show and I'm taking the audience with me. I know they're with me on this.
Because as the GM, I know the answer, but as a player character, effectively, or like the fill-in gap thing, I'm wondering, what if Manaphy's not the mythical child?
Zendoran knows that Manaphy's the mythical child. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Speaking of playing with me, Kyle, speaking of Zendoran playing with me, Muhammad's mental state, as they set out on their adventure, they set out on foot to go to New Ventus City. And Kyle and Zendoran, Kyle being with Zendoran is, getting his fun history lessons and, learning about the ancient myths. And when asking about Darkrai and Keldeo and that legend, Zendoran all of a sudden seems to have near mental meltdown when realizing that in the story of Keldeo, there seems to be these mystery spirits, and one of them manifests as a Machamp, and Keldeo mentions the name as the story goes. Keldeo, in reference to that Machamp, says, "Let me tell the story of Ralph the Machamp," and Zendoran is now having an existential crisis.
Yeah, that's basically it there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else
How did I last episode sum up the entire show more cleanly than I just now summed up last episode. How?
I feel like the more information there is, the easier it is to kind of generalize it. And with one episode, it's kind of hard.
That's true. That's true. It was also the first episode of an arc, so we established a lot of things that need to be recapped. Blah 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 blah. I disappoint myself.
That's basically it. That's all I've got, at least that I can think of. Ready to go?
Splash.
Let us dive on in.
No, I said splash. It does nothing.
Oh, well, okay. Well, let's dive on in. Hello, welcome to A Crisis Already in Progress. Where we last left off, Sandoran looks at Kyle and is like, "Did I know a Ralph?" Because at this point, Ralph is like a weird name that's like, I feel like I should know this, but I don't know anyone named Ralph. What are you talking about?
I think Kyle like sees the gears grinding in Zendoran's head, and so Kyle is just gonna look to Zendoran and just be like, what makes you think you know a Machop named Ralph? Like, where would you have met him? Can you tell me anything more?
I had to have met them recently, is what it feels like, but I haven't met anyone new recently besides you, and that was a day ago, if anything.
Yeah, I guess Kyle is just to say. I mean, I had a classmate in school named Ralph, but I don't know if you would have. I don't know if you would have known him.
No. I'm gonna roll a d20, and depending on where this goes,
I know this wasn't the answer you wanted, but
well, we'll see what this d20 does. Never mind. Maybe I'm just hallucinating or something. I think maybe an old college roommate, perhaps. Anyway, let's get going.
Right, because Zendoran stopped.
Yeah, he's just stopped in the middle. All right, let's get going.
And Kyle just shrugs and goes along.
Manaphy gives you, Manaphy's popped out of the bag real quick. Manaphy gives you like a questioning look, shrugs themselves and goes back into the bag.
Yeah, I think if when Manaphy tried to get like Kyle's attention at first, like at the mention of Ralph, Kyle just kind of like, kind of just patted Manaphy on the head, just like it's all right. And then, like at this point, like once the door like gets moving and Manaphy's like looking questioningly, Kyle just like holds a finger up and it's just like.
Manaphy shrugs, goes back into the bag, and you guys continue your trip. As mentioned, it takes 2 days before reaching the small town of New Ventus City, I believe we called it.
New Ventus City.
Again, small town. Let's roll to see if there's anything. Nope. Yeah, small town. It's basically like a decent village, if anything, but it's a good resting spot all the same.
Nice.
You do reach the area, however, in the morning, so it's up to you if you would like to stop and gather some information, or not.
I think it would be very helpful because Zendoran apparently didn't really know anything. I think it would be helpful to like ask around to see if there's a quick way to get over to Fluvius, or like a more convenient way to get over to Fluvius than hiking across a continent.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the aim.
Cool. Give me a Pokemon that we haven't used, or
a Pokemon that we haven't used.
Or one that we have used. Isn't someone that? Give me a random Pokemon I can throw away later, basically.
Okay. That's Pokemon we've used. That's Pokemon we've used.
It doesn't have to be someone.
No, but I want to come up with someone new. Someone new who would exist in a village. Because the Pokemon I thought of was a fish.
It can be a fish. We're in we're by the river, right?
We are by the river. That's true. No, we haven't used. We haven't used a Bayleaf.
A Bayleaf?
A Bayleaf.
Gotcha.
We haven't used a Bayleaf.
All right. Let's think of. I got it, don't I? Okay. So where would you go for more information? Where is this Bayleaf? I'm more or less going to force Bayleaf to be the person that gives information. So where is this Bayleaf? Through a random number generator to figure out gender. It's a female. where is this female bayleaf?
Does this village have an inn
Sure.
where people who, are travelers who pass through stay?
Sure.
Yeah. That's a place where a lot of information would get exchanged. And like people would know a lot about travel. Gives standard adventure TTRPG answer.
Basically, yeah. So you pop into this inn. This is the main inn. There's not any other inn, so that's why it's the main inn.
It's like
Then you see-
Radiator Springs. There's a one in.
Yeah, basically. You see a couple of characters here, some random Pokemon that are having a drink, a few Pokemon that are about to leave. There's a really good sandwich that someone's eating. Apparently, this inn's got a pretty good sandwich business. And sure enough, there is a bayleaf behind the counter, kind of just rubbing, like the standard bartender thing of like cleaning a glass cup.
It's an inn and a tavern in one. We love to see it.
It's an inn and a tavern in one. They got to do the 2-for-1 sort of thing.
Yeah, of course.
It's like shampoo and conditioner in the same bottle.
Modern conveniences. We love to see it.
Yep. Cleaning it up. This is not going to be accurate to what I'm going to write down, but we're going to try it anyway. And Bailey turns to you, and in the world's worst Minnesota accent, just goes like, "Oh, how are you doing?"
Kyle.
Maybe it's just sing-songy, I guess.
What? Sorry.
Maybe instead of like a Minnesota accent, it's just sing-songy. Oh, how are you doing?
We're good. My friend and I are looking to travel to Fluvius. And we were wondering what's the best way to get there, because we don't want to walk that far. It's kind of far.
Oh, sure. That's gonna be really complicated. Maybe it's Irish at the point.
That was Scottish.
Scottish, yeah.
That was Scottish. If you're going for Minnesota, it's gonna be more of a soft voice.
We're trying to figure out. No, it just goes
No,
straight.
that was like full Scot.
All right, never mind. Bayleaf is Scottish, or at least my version of a Scottish, Scottish person. Apologies to everyone from Scotland that I'm butchering your accent.
Do we have any listeners in Scotland? Hi, listeners in Scotland.
Hello.
Sorry.
Right. So if you want to try,
That when you're not thinking too hard, it's not bad.
yeah. So I guess if you're trying to find a place, you're trying to head to where in Fluvius are you heading?
We're to the beach. We heard there's a cool beach over there, so we wanted to check it
Oh,
out.
I see. There's a few beaches in that area. There's a couple of methods. Really, depending on how you want to travel. You're trying to get there fast.
Kyle just like looks up at Zendora and looks back and just kind of nods, just like yeah.
There's a couple of methods I can think of. First off, you could go down south a little bit. There's a city down there. You'll go take a ship around the region. It's a long trip though, so maybe if you're good with being on a ship for a long time, probably would recommend that. But that would take a while.
Kyle just like kind of looks at Zendoran questioningly.
Sindoran nods no, I guess, or shakes his head no.
No. Yeah. Fair enough.
Whispers to you, no, I personally get seasick rather easy, so I prefer not being on water too much.
Kyle just kind of nods and kind of looks back and just like is kind of questioningly looking, just like is there anything like, just kind of questioningly looking after that, because the bayleaf said that was one of many options, or one of a few options.
Yeah. It's a bit of a trek. There's a large city down a little bit like southeast in Ventus. Huge city. There you could find some sort of transportation. Although I think I heard the train system wasn't working particularly well. It might be fixed by the time you're down there. Might not. Not 100% sure. If you're looking for the safest option, is a bit of a long trek, but it'll definitely get you to Fluvius the fastest, guaranteed. If you head up north, you're actually going to try go out of Ventus and into Petrum. There's a guild over in the south side of Petrum.
In the south of Petrum.
In the south of Petrum, yeah. It's sort of past the mountains. It's in Steelforge City. The guild's called the Battlehammers.
Kyle once again turns to Zendoran, but this time like eyes kind of wider, is just like as it's like, this looks like hey.
Zendoran just kind of gives you like a thumbs up.
and I think Kyle's gonna be like, ah, uh, um, that sounds like a pretty cool option. How long would you say it takes to get to Steelfort City? Which way would we go? What's the best way to get there?
So, again, kind of really depends. If you're going to trek over there, it's like 80 units or so to get there.
Yeah, Kyle just like nods slowly, like doing the math in his head, and just like, okay.
It'll take about 80 units to get there. Though, you'll probably pass a city. Actually, here's an interesting thing. There's just in here, right before you came in, there was a fisherman that's going to go up the river a little bit. That'll decrease your time. Because I think they're going to a different port at the far top north of the river. Alternatively, you could trek there yourself, find a city with a train. Because Steelforge definitely has a train. Because I think the cool thing about guilds these days, a lot of them, including like the Battlehammers, among others, I think the Dark Clouds might have one as well. They've got a transporter, like somebody that can transport you to a location that you've been before. Have you been to Fluvius?
At this, Kyle's just like, he kind of looks a little bit like all like slightly deflated and just like shakes his head no.
That's kind of disappointing though. I think that might be your best chance if you want to go the safe route. If you want to go a little bit more risky, you can go down south. Of course, the Round Region Cruise if you want to try that.
Kyle once again just turns to Sandoran and is looking for input.
Sandoran just looks at you. Please, not the water. As little water as possible, if preferable. I don't know why I chose to go to Fluvius, but here we are.
And Kyle's just gonna ask, does that include fresh water?
Look, at the end of the day, just not the cruise one, and I'm good.
Kyle nods, turns back to the Bailey, and just like, where's this fisherman that you were talking to earlier, who's going up the river?
You must have just missed him. He walked out the door right as you came in. He's heading over. If you leave, you can see the port. It's not a big port, obviously, we're a small village, but you can check the port over there. And he's probably packing up everything, getting ready to leave now. I think he's got a shipment of something, a couple of boxes of stuff that are heading up north. Can't miss him.
Kyle just nods and like kind of like bows his head and just like, okay. Thank you so much for your help. You've been a huge help.
No problem if you pop in. If you pop in next time, stick around, have a drink, something like that.
Kyle just looks up and is like, you have any juice?
You see, pulls straight out fresh like orange juice, apple juice, grape juice, prune juice, and decides to put the prune juice back down and grabs like, all sorts of things.
At this, Kyle just like gives a thumbs up and just like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll keep you in mind. Thank you. And starts turning to leave.
Right. Take care now. You head out. That I don't know if that's necessarily accurate, but it's definitely a fun voice to do.
That wasn't awful. I can tell you that. I can tell you one thing. I've heard you try voices that were worse.
Oh yeah, sure. I can think of other ones that are worse. Cool. So fisherman going over there.
I think Kyle's game plan is let's go to the dock and see if we can find the fisherman. And as soon as like they step out, Kyle just like nods over to the dock and looks at Zendoran.
Yeah, Sandoran's jogging along with you, trying to catch up with you to get to the port. And sure enough, you reach the port. There's only one boat here. It's a decent sized boat, I guess, for a fishing boat. It's got like, I don't want to say it, like a room underneath, I guess is the best way to describe it. It's like decent enough size.
This is one that you could take on like a multi-day fishing trip.
Yes, yeah. Though it looks like the fisherman not trying to catch any fish. At least looks like it's more of just delivery for now.
Yeah. Everything that this fisherman fishes is out of season.
Basically. So I guess you call out.
I think Kyle's just gonna look around and doesn't see a fisherman, right? And just kind of turns to Sandoran to be as if like, you're adult. Help.
Sorry. Excuse me. Is anyone here? And coming out from the port is a fisherman. Now, fishermen, of course, in this world, we have made the broad assumption that everyone is vegetarian because otherwise, I can't think of the logic behind it. So
even though canonically there are Pokemon that eat those Pokemon.
Correct. However, due to simplicity's sake, everyone's at least vegetarian.
Yeah.
So, what would a fisherman be if not if they're not out here fishing for fish, then they must themselves be a fish, right?
Of course.
And so coming out of the water is, of course, the greatest fish. A Magikarp comes out from the bottom of the boat.
Oh boy.
Looks over. Oh, hey, how are you doing?
Kyle looks up at Zendoran and looks back at the Magikarp and looks up at Zendoran and looks back at the Magikarp. Once again, his eyes are screaming, "You're adult, help!"
All right, I gotta figure out. How would you describe this voice?
What, the Magikarp voice?
Yeah.
It sounds like a Magikarp out of water that can't close its mouth. Is what it sounded like to me.
Can't close mouth. Great. Awesome. Writing this down in my notes. Hey,
In parentheses, slightly raspy. Because I think that might actually be a more helpful note for you.
Yeah, probably. Elderly Magikarp out of water, can't close mouth, and slight rasp. Hey, how you doing? And Sandoran, a bit shocked, goes, "Oh, hello. Are you heading up north, sir?" Might be, might not be. What you tell you? I just realized what this is, and I don't mean to be political in any sense. This is basically what happens if Joe Biden lost his voice.
You know, or
at least impression-wise.
Not far wrong.
That's all I will say about. That's all I will say about that. Might not be what your choice. What your matter? Yes. We were interested if we could join you on your trip up north. Yeah, I suppose I could fit you in. Unfortunately, it'll have to cost you a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's not a problem. You'd be happy to pay up, of course. Sandoran ain't paying for your ticket.
Well, no, naturally. How much does it cost?
That's a good question. Quick, go to the book /Excel /word sheet. How much do we say tickets cost for boats? Because it's around that.
I don't remember how much tickets cost for boats.
Boats go 6 poke a mile.
Okay.
All right. So we're heading up the river, and I just broke the river.
Are you about to Pythagorean theorem this thing to maximize your return on this cost?
Basically.
That.
How do I add a?
Oh wait, yeah, it's you have a distance. Yeah, of course you do. How much poke does Kyle have? Oh, Kyle has a fair amount. Kyle's not broke. Kyle can afford this ticket for now.
I completely forgot how to add a ruler onto this thing. Oh, there we go. That's it. I'm sitting here like staring at this, having no clue what's going on.
Oh yeah, naturally.
Okay, so there.
Take the number on your ruler, multiply it by 6, subtract 300, and that's how much you charge me.
All right, we'll go there. We'll add this to go there, that to go there, this to go down here, that to go up here, and that's basically it, give or take. Cool. 6 poke a mile, 49 miles.
Whoa, what?
Probably 300 poke. Just it's 50 actually.
Yeah. Did you not hear the last bit of my statement?
Yeah. Oh, what?
You take the number on your ruler, you multiply by 6, and then you subtract 300, and that's the cost.
Why would I subtract 300 though?
Because you're nice.
It's gonna cost you 300 poke.
Fair enough. And I think Kyle looks up at Zendoran and is just questioning, like, where are we going?
Sandoran pulls out a couple of hundreds, hands it over.
Kyle rummages in his bag and also pulls out 300s.
All right, this will be pretty good. Gotcha. Welcome aboard.
And on to the boat we go.
All right, so you're heading up all the way to the end? Yes, we are. All the way to the top, whatever city is up there. Gotcha, it's the same place I'm going. It'll be a 5-day journey.
Kyle just nods and gives him a thumbs up.
All right, welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. I'll go, I guess it's just you two. If you need anything, captain's quarters are upstairs. The only room up there. Feel free to camp out over here. See the Magikarp grabs a sleeping bag. I won't want to disturb you, so I'll go upstairs and stay by myself. If you need anything, just call. I'm KP. Everything's gonna be okay. And KP goes up into the captain's quarter, and sure enough, a couple minutes later, That's not what it sounded like, but whatever.
It's a small fishing boat.
Yeah, basically, it's a small fishing boat that for some reason has a whistle, despite the fact that it clearly doesn't need one.
It's also it's not actually like a horn or a whistle. It's just the Magikarp over a loudspeaker.
It's just KP going like.
It's just KP over the loudspeaker, just going.
This is how it works, right? In the real business. And away you go, starting off on your 5-day journey. All the food and items like that should be good.
Everything is taken care of. Let's go.
Yep. Is there anything that you want to discuss over this 5-day journey? Because otherwise we're about to fast travel through this, barring me rolling for something interesting occurring.
I was gonna say, I feel like, because originally I was gonna space out my questions about the legends. Like I was gonna ask about Darkrai one day, and then Spiritomb the next, and then Keldeo. But we just managed to have that entire conversation on day 1. So, I feel like apart from Kyle picking Zendoran's brains about like random legends and stuff, like not much else is gonna happen beyond just like seeing the sights as they go along the river and stuff.
Gotcha. So we're gonna move from Tuesday to Sunday.
Plot progression.
It is the 24th, and we'll say it's about the same time. Yeah. So any specific questions you want to ask? You can see that Zendoran has been frivolously writing in a notebook throughout this entire trip.
I think Kyle at like one of these days when Zendoran's writing is just gonna be like, so are you working on more stories of legends and stuff? Is this what you're writing? Is this what you're scribbling?
I guess. I guess that's the best way to describe it. A lot of this is just information that I have a bad habit of forgetting things at times, so I try to write down as much as I can. That's kind of where all the books are. The books are just kind of like a compilation of notes over the years.
Kyle just like kind of nods and is like, "Oh, that's cool. Anything particularly cool that you're noting down today?"
Yeah, feel free to go through this as much as you can if you want to. Hands you like wads of paper.
Kyle is just shook and just like looks up at Zendoran like he just gave him the best present of all time, and it's like, oh my goodness.
And you can see like Zendoran's not just doing that, but like also draws like sketches. Zendoran's like a decent artist, but probably like reaches out to somebody else to actually make the art for books and other items like that.
I was gonna say, I feel like Kyle would like inadvertently, if he sees something really interesting and then sees like a really shoddy drawing, like he might touch it up a little bit. Is what he'd do is he's like kind of perusing through all of this.
Yeah, like most of them are like, I don't know the best way to describe it, like good enough that they're good, but you won't see these posted on museums or anything like that. Like
these aren't the final illustrations going in Zendoran's books.
Also, it's like Zendoran, especially with not time, like Zendoran's main goal is to just dump information. So you're not really seeing like properly created. For hypothetically speaking, if Zendoran was creating like the icy flute, you won't see like painstaking details on like each of the holes and like the different gears and mechanisms that make the flute work. You just kind of see like a reed effectively, and
but
just
like
extra
does Zendoran like in writing describe it?
Yeah, in writing clear, elegant descriptions about everything.
Yeah, so I feel like
Zendoran full out like emptying trash cans of information.
Oh yeah. So I feel like Kyle, as he's like perusing through these notes, would like, if there's any drawings that like could be touched up at all or like improved at all, I feel like Kyle's like kind of just doing that, and he's probably like with the amount of paper that Zendoran gave him, he's probably like for 2 days straight just like nonstop like perusing through it. Like, oh my goodness, this is I get to see like the raw work here. This is cool.
Yeah. So you continue to go through that. Anything in particular you want to ask about or have questions about?
I was gonna say I feel like right now Kyle has no particular questions. We answered all of them last time.
Okay. Nothing about the extra informations or anything like that?
Nothing specific.
Cool.
Not yet.
Great. So we can jump straight to the 24th if you would like.
Let's. You know what? As if we're having a 5 days of calm and no real scares in our adventure, I'll take it.
Yeah. No, I didn't roll anything, so.
For as much as Kyle went through in a month and a half, we'll take 5 days of calm.
5 days of just chilling. Every now and then you can tell Zendoran's like seasickness, even in this light road, is like light river, is still getting to him. So,
Wow.
a lot of if Sandoran's not dumping notes, is probably like asleep or on deck, hoping that helps.
Yeah.
Manaphy continuing to do Manaphy related things. It's finally struck you. Manaphy's actually grown a little bit.
Oh.
Like you can tell the difference. Like you remember how Manaphy was when hatched, and now, not a lot, but like noticeable amount.
Manaphy's grown. Okay. Good to know.
But yeah, outside of that, kind of just continuing on, right?
Chatting, reading, drawing,
Yep.
the whole 9 yards.
Roll a d20, just a luck check, I guess. I want to see if I should throw this piece of information or not.
How's a 14 sound?
Good enough.
We take it.
Actually, wait, hold up. Add the history, whatever your history would be, because this makes sense for your history thing.
Well, that takes it to 15.
Okay, this artwork in the book finally hits you like it's familiar. You've seen this
It's-
artwork before, or this type of artwork, the style.
This style of artwork.
Yeah, I think you've been too busy focusing on the words to look at the images. Now that you're looking at the images with these rough drawings versus the final version, it hits you like, oh, I know the style.
Is it just from the book? No.
What do you
Wait,
mean?
like Kyle's just gonna like open up the book of bits and open to like a random drawing and just
Yeah, you
compare.
just open up to some random drawing and you can tell like, oh wait, I know this like style. I've seen it before.
Like outside of the context of Zendor.
Outside of the context of Centaur. Like you know who the artist is in your head.
Interesting.
You had a full success, right? Because you rolled a 15.
Yeah.
The artist, I can tell you who they are.
Oh, is it that Smeargle?
It is the Smeargle, yeah, Brusher.
Oh, cool.
So Sandoran has been outsourcing, I guess, the art to Brusher. and
That's
making it all
sick.
here.
That's sick.
So that's the thing there. It like you have a mental note of like, huh,
So,
Yeah.
so the author of this book of myths, who is a part of the Recruits of the Lost, is working with my favorite artist. Cool.
basically, yeah. Do you have any questions about that, or do you just kind of note that and continue on?
I feel like at some point, like one of like the later days where like Zendoran isn't like when Zendoran isn't feeling like incredibly seasick, Kyle would just ask like, "Hey, by the way, I'm just kind of curious." And Kyle like opens up like the book of bits and like just starts like perusing through the images and stuff. And it's like, did you draw these yourself?
Are in the book? Are you referring
Eh.
to like the final versions?
Yeah.
No. I'm okay. I think I could do decently if I spent a lot of time with that, but I'm more interested in the writing. No. Actually, an old friend of mine actually created those. You might have heard of them. They're pretty big in the up where you are. I think especially Brusher.
And Kyle's face kind of like lights up in like a I was right kind of way. He's like, I actually met her.
Have you met Brusher?
I believe we did. Yeah.
I
Did we meet her?
don't think you have. I think you've
We've
just
been to her house.
you've been to her house via snow, but I don't think you've
Okay.
met Brusher.
Okay. So okay, instead of that, Kyle would be like, oh yeah. I actually I met her daughter.
You met she has a daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a long time since this book was written. Jeez, I really gotta reach out. It's been like a decade or so since I last reached out.
Kyle is like. Kyle looks slightly confused and then like goes to the front cover of the book and looks at the date of publication.
Date of publication is like 8 years ago.
Like, ugh.
And as a reminder, Snow's adopted, so that's like somewhere in that timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, fantastic artist. She does a lot of work. At least last time I spoke to her, she was doing a lot of work in like the Tenebrous Lux area. So she's not as well known down south, but very, very popular, I think, in around your area. Yeah, I'm not surprised that you would have heard of. Huge in that sort of area.
And Kyle's like, that's cool. Kyle just like kind of nods and she's like, is she gonna work on your new book too?
I suppose so. I should probably reach out again. Though I think I need more sketches, more information. Right now, it's probably a mere 350 pages. It's got to be larger than that.
And Kyle is just like looking like Kyle like I think like he's having this conversation when he's giving Zendoran back like the whole wad of notes that he had given him. And
You can see
Kyle's
right here, it's a mere, like, it's not even a full cabinet yet.
Kyle just like looks down between the notes at Zendoran, just like in shock, just like, huh? Excuse me.
Don't worry. That's how the initial version goes, and then by the time we reach the final version, it's cut in like a third, maybe.
At this, Kyle is just like, oh.
That's why that book there, it's maybe
That's
what,
cool.
maybe 100. 151 pages. Let's go with that. That's a good number to go with in Pokemon.
I was gonna say I would have thought it would be like closer to like, what's the current number now? 890 something.
Oh, well more than that, right? Gen 8 thrown in there.
Oh yeah, we're only at like 900 or something.
Right. Yeah. So the book right now is probably like 100 and it's a couple hundred pages, somewhere 100, 250, somewhere in that range.
We're at 898.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
I mean, technically with what's been revealed, we're at 901 technically.
That's true. Right, because we would have added the others.
We've got 3 new starters, so that's a 901 right there.
Yeah. Cool. Is there anything else
Random aside, Sprigatito is number 899 in like the big national decks. That's wild. We're old.
That 890. Yeah, I remember the days when it was like 493. I think Arceus is.
Bro, when we hit 600, I was like, "Yo, this is way too many. What's happening?" But yeah, that was. I think like Kyle like is like, oh, that's cool, and gives back the big pile of notes. This is all like the last day or second last day of the journey, and that just kind of goes upstairs to hang out on the deck.
Somehow, don't know how this works because Wigglytuff's bag isn't large, like any bigger or smaller than yours. It's like maybe slightly bigger. Somehow able to fit these like 6,000 pages into like a neat little folder and just sink it in there.
Yeah, of course.
It's a magical folder. We're gonna go with that.
Of course, makes sense.
Yeah. So, we're continuing on. It's the final night. It's like where are we at? It's Saturday night, July 23rd. You're gonna reach in the morning. Been pretty solid for the most part, right?
Nice, quiet journey. Nothing crazy's happened.
It's real like river on the Mississippi type of vibes, or however you want to drive with that. Of just calm, cool. You hear the crickets chirping, which I guess are the cricket dots.
And I just point out the wording of it's a real river on the Mississippi vibe. However you want to drive with that. I don't know if you heard it, but
I don't know what I said. Man, I'm just.
You're gonna hear it again in post, and you're gonna be like, huh? What is that? My mind wasn't working.
My mind has not worked this entire episode. Until now, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I was enjoying the calm.
But yeah, so this last night you're hearing like a Cricketot concert in the corner, in the distance. That's my equivalent of the crickets chirping. And just going down river, everything's smooth. KP has come down, basically said, "Hey, we're reaching tomorrow morning. Pack your bags, I guess, because we're gonna reach early, and I need to head off to deliver something, so gonna have to lock the boat, I guess."
Kyle like gives a thumbs up and like kind of like bows his head in appreciation.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for boarding SSKP, I suppose. Yeah. Uncomfortable pause, and then Magical goes upstairs.
Yeah, no, Kyle just kind of just gives him a blank look of just like, really? That's all you've got?
Yeah, I suppose. All right. And then heads back up. That night, roll Arcana.
There it goes. Something was happening eventually. What is with the 4 + 1 = 5s? Is this gonna be the theme of the arc? Is this gonna be the theme of the arc now? Am I gonna every time I roll smart roll 4?
Arc 5 is just you rolling a 5.
It's me rolling 5, like adjusted 5s in whatever situation. Yes.
How am I gonna do this? All right, I haven't.
Dude, I'm gonna have +2 accuracy in a battle in like episode 15 of this arc, and roll 3 + 2 is 5. I don't even know how I would get increased accuracy. Trico doesn't learn anything to increase accuracy, but somehow it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna roll a 5 and miss an attack. Is what's gonna happen.
How am I going to do this?
Also, I called my shot early. We're gonna see 13 If that happens 13 episodes from now, that is scary. That is terrifying.
That is amazing if you were able to do that. I might just force it on you. Like, keep rolling again. Like, roll. You have to roll until you get a 3.
Hey. Maybe draw a card from your tarot deck. Ah, look at that. You
Look
rolled
at
a
that. It's a 3. Take an L. All right. So you're okay. Here's what I'll do. I'll make this even more difficult for you.
Difficult, not okay.
Because
Not unknown, just difficult. That's
more
worse.
difficult, I guess. Well, okay. Rather than giving you all the answers, I will give you a choice of answers, thereby making you choose which path you want to go on.
Interesting.
Your options. Yeah, we'll go with this. Your options. So many had to deal with in the great saga that is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Your choices are fire, water, earth, and wind.
Well, but actually, that isn't a choice that anyone has. It's kind of
Yeah,
what you're
but-
born with.
Yeah, but you deal with it. like the debate that occurred so many years ago of which one you should choose,
Okay.
or which one is better. There you go.
Okay. There you go. Now you've got me. Now I'm with you.
There you go. Your options: earth, air, water, fire.
See, I like there. I know the answer. Like the answer for Muhammad is easy. It's the answer for Kyle that I need to think about.
Just for curiosity's sake, what is Muhammad's answer?
Water, easy.
Okay.
No debate.
Because it's
No debate.
because of plot related reasons or because of just water. I choose water.
Water bending, in my opinion, is best bending. And no one.
We're sticking on the bending concept. Okay.
Well, but also like the water tribe is cool. I grew up in cold. I don't particularly like cold, but cold is cool. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. The water tribe characters are all pretty solid characters.
I will say for this, that's your hint into which path I go down. Something to do with water, wind, earth, fire.
Well, but it's something like, huh? What? Sorry, what was the hint? Just water, wind, earth, or fire?
Yeah, that's a hint as to what the story I'm about to go on is about.
Seeing as we're about to come up on dry land, and we are heading to Steel Forge City to, go to the guild headquarters of the Battle Hammers, I think Earth is a natural choice.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Oh, see, now you're making me question it. That's just unfair. That's just mean. That's just mean-spirited.
Hey, it's up to you, man. Make it.
Now you're making me. Why are you making me question things? I was confident in my answer. Was I not confident in my answer? I'm sorry. Did my voice not project confidence? Let me say that again. Seeing as. I'm sticking with my answer.
Great.
I don't need you playing these mind games with me.
Cool.
Unless I'm gonna immediately regret that answer, in which case I would like to switch.
You might. I don't know. Is there some other area some other element that would be more interesting to you?
See, now you're making me second guess.
Hey,
we're sticking with Earth. We're
this is
sticking
my
with
time.
Earth. We're sticking with Earth. We could go back and forth like this for 10 minutes. I'm not
Okay.
gonna subject people
All right.
to that.
Yeah. Okay. So just confirming. Final time. I'm not going to actually ask again. Earth, right?
If I say yes, will you stop asking?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. You go into your dream.
In post, can you like loop that to make it sound like you asked again? Thanks.
No, I will not do that because
No,
the
and you're
audience
also not gonna cut out me asking for that either.
Very
I know.
true.
I know you're not gonna cut that out either.
Absolutely not. The audience deserves their information because I think we've literally stalled for this for 3 minutes. So you open your eyes and you are lying in a field.
A field.
A field. You're just lying there.
A grassy field.
A grassy field.
Okay. I've had dreams like this before.
Yep.
I think first things first, is there anything that I see while just lying there, like looking up at the sky? Is there anything there before I sit up?
When looking up at the sky, you just see the clouds.
Okay. I think I'm going to sit up and look around then.
You sit up, and what you see probably gives you some like chills, or maybe fear of the past or something like that. Because as you sit up, you see a forest.
Interesting. Is there anything else that I see or no?
If you're just staring at the forest, then no.
Well, I mean, I think as I sit up, I'm just scanning around all around me because I was lying in an open field. So
make a survival check, I guess, is the best way to describe this.
Survival. What is that?
That's beauty.
That's beauty. Why'd it have to be beauty? 14 minus 1 is 13.
This is the dream world.
Oh, this is the dream world. Okay, cool. I guess I just can't see can I see the gazebo from where I am?
If you turn around, yeah, you can see in the distance is the gazebo.
I can see the gazebo in the distance,
Yeah,
and I can actually see the forest from where I am.
correct.
Huh. Interesting. I don't know where I want to go first. I think Kyle is going to approach the forest and just see what kind of vibes he gets as he approaches the forest.
Make a stealth check. This is cool.
It is not cool. It's a 7.
Okay. You walk over to the forest. It reminds you of the previous times that you've been to this forest. It's pretty tree-y.
Well, the previous times that other me has been to this forest.
Would you have been to this forest before?
Well, timeline A me that went time traveling to the past
Has definitely been in the forest.
has been
I'm
to
trying
this forest.
I'm trying to remember B. I don't think. Yeah, you're right. I don't think B has been.
Timeline
Um,
B, Kyle did not know this forest existed in the dream world, in the Mew room, until the convergence of the time.
Yes, that's right.
So, like, now I know this forest exists. I know what it is. I know everything about it. I know what vibes I should be getting. But that's not anything that I've actually experienced before or known before. But I have experienced and known it before.
Right.
Is that going to be the theme of this arc?
I know what I'm doing. Why do I know what I'm doing?
Is the theme of this arc me going to be saying, I know this, but I don't know this, but I know this? Or I've done this, but I haven't done this, but I have done this?
The theme of this arc is instinct taking over.
Fair enough.
All right, so you're gonna walk into the forest, or you're just sticking out the entrance, I guess?
Well, I think Kyle is first going to approach the forest and see what kind of vibes he gets before proceeding further.
Feels like a forest. There's not much out there. Go ahead and roll a nature check. I'm just filling up the rolls at the end of this. This is a smart roll.
Yeah, it's a nat 1.
The nat 1. It's trees, man.
It do be trees. All right.
It do be trees. Normally
right.
you're good with trees. Today, maybe it's mythical trees that makes you not know what you're doing, but
No heebie-jeebie vibes. We roll.
all right, you start walking in. Yeah, are you heading anywhere in particular? Is timeline AU dragging you somewhere?
I think Kyle just has like, I think Kyle has this feeling of if I go deeper into forest, there is place I can go. It's somewhere ambiguously deep into forest. Let me pick the direction of into the forest and go as far in that direction as I can until I, get some sort of sense of see something or get some sort of sense of something or whatever.
Great. You just continue walking that direction?
Yeah. Like the direction Kyle entered the forest in is the direction Kyle is walking. Unless there's a path of some sort, but there isn't a path of some sort.
No, not in this forest. Or at least not this way. As you continue heading in, things are getting darker.
Like things are getting darker as in the forest is getting thicker and I'm getting less sunlight, or the sunlight itself is?
The sunlight itself seems to be getting darker. That instinct feeling that you've got tells you this shouldn't be the case.
Yeah. No, that's not right. I think Kyle is gonna try. If something's not right here, Kyle is going to climb to the top of nearest tallest tree to get just a broad view on everything around and see if, because the sky is getting dark. That's not ideal.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see what's happening here.
Cool. For this, I'm gonna flip a coin effectively. I'm gonna have you roll strength for this one, or athletics, or tough.
Athletics,
basically.
yeah. Hey, there it is, a nat 20.
Nat 20. You just
Nat 20 with a +2 modifier, because why not?
Yeah, you just like you are literally walking up this tree.
As a gecko is wont to do.
Yep, you just walk straight up this tree, right to the top. It's a dark sky.
The sky is dark. Is there anything I can see like over the tops of these trees in any direction, or is it just trees as far as I can see?
Since you rolled such a high roll in the last one, I will give you. I will ask you to roll perception with advantage. This is a beauty roll.
With advantage, it's an 8.
Damn
it! I'm a -1 beauty. If I was a +1 beauty, it's a 10. No.
You turn around, and what you see confuses you. You were walking in this forest for maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or something like that.
And the edge of the forest is right behind me, isn't it?
No, the edge of the forest is gone.
Oh. Oh, so I'm like deep in this
You are
forest.
apparently deep in this forest, despite the fact that clearly, like, you could count the number of trees that you walk past. There's no way
And
what you're seeing is that many trees.
all around me is just more tree.
Yep.
I can't see any edge to this forest.
Nope.
Can
And
I
things
see
are starting
any-
to get darker.
Can I
Well,
see any clearing in this forest?
there are no clearings in this forest.
I think Kyle is going to try to continue to go in the direction that we've gone, but instead of at ground level, now at tree height.
Great. I'm gonna need you to roll an dexterity. That's the same thing. Cool roll here.
No advantage.
No advantage on this one.
No advantage, even though I have sick tree climbing skills.
Right.
You sure?
Yeah, you'll see why in a second.
You positive?
I'm positive.
Well, I got an 8 again.
You start going from tree to tree. You're comfortable with tree to tree, right? This is your thing. What you're not comfortable with are rocks. And as you jump from one tree to a mountainous area, you are now incredibly confused.
Wait, what?
You jump like tree, rock. I have no idea what I'm doing now.
Yeah, wait, what? So, if I look around, I'm just on a mountain?
You're like large, I guess, cliff sides, I guess, that are going around. It's like a la Grand Canyon if you're hopping from side to side.
So there are no trees?
Yeah, you turn around, no trees. You've been hopping on mountains. This entire time.
Huh?
Well, I mean, mountains is the wrong term, but like large, rocky.
Like large
terrain.
rocks? Yeah. What? Why? What? This doesn't seem right. Am I still like at the top view?
Yeah, you're still at the top, I guess. It's the best way to
Okay.
describe it.
I'm gonna make my way back. This does not seem right. I'm gonna see if I can get
like
back.
backwards or back down.
No, like backwards.
Okay.
I'm gonna try going back to where I started.
Uh,
Because if I go back, I will hit trees and then I will hit field.
you go backwards. There are more mountains.
Okay, that's not what we wanted. And I can't see anything. Like I all I can just see is more rocks. There's no sky, nothing strange. It's just rocks.
Yeah.
Nothing strange beyond the fact
The
it's
sky's
just
getting
rocks.
darker.
That's not right at all.
Sky is now dark to the point where, your sight line is about like 2 hand stretches away.
Okay. I think Kyle's gonna keep moving until like as long as like he can like, move without like see where he's going and move without falling.
Sure,
is what-
that's mainly like a couple of jumps more before at this point it's like I can't see the next thing.
Yeah. I think once Kyle cannot see and is enveloped in this darkness, some voice in the back of his mind is just like, what if I just sat still and
You-
sat in this darkness and just took a breath and just sat?
Okay. You sit still, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Like I'm just on top of this rock and I'm just sitting.
okay.
And it is now completely
opens
dark and
up.
I can't see anything around me.
Basically, eyes open, looking around, or closed, or staring straight.
I not quite like actively looking around, but not eyes closed, just like sit down and like just stop for a second and just calm down.
Nothing seems to have changed, at least where you're looking.
Once Kyle's taken that beat, he's gonna start scanning around and seeing if he sees anything.
So yeah, nothing that you see around you. You turn around and you see yourself at the base of a large mountain.
I am now I can see that there's a mountain now.
You can see that there's a mountain now. There seems to be a path that circles around this mountain.
Does this mountain look at all familiar?
It does, but you're not sure why. If you would like to roll a history check.
I think I would like to search the recesses of my memory and memories and what's a plural of our memories. And I rolled a 4. Okay.
Mountain looks familiar.
Yeah, there is nowhere to proceed but up this mountain.
You walk around this mountain.
Very cautiously proceed up this mountain.
Yeah, you're cautiously going around this mountain. Then you reach the top. And as you reach the top, you see in front of you a large
A
door.
door? Yeah, a door. Why? Why have you done this to me? Sorry, I should have warned headphone viewers. Maybe cut that up so I warned the headphone viewers, listeners before.
Future me is probably going to listen to this and be like, oh my gosh, he's yelling so loud.
Yeah.
All right, but you've reached a large door. Something in your mind says that you should say something. And sure enough, As you reach the door, you hear a single voice. Password. Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening to the episode. Very quickly, don't skip this yet. There's a couple of announcements that I do really want to mention, so be sure to stick around for this last little segment here because there's a lot to say. But before we do that, I do have to go through my little spiel. So thank you very much for listening to this episode. As always, episodes come out weekly, so be sure to follow, subscribe, and do all those important things you ought to do when supporting a podcast. If you've enjoyed the episode and want to support us in any way, shape, or form that you can, the best way to do so is to share us with your friends, share us with people that love cliffhangers, because I decided to make this episode a cliffhanger. There's actually stuff after that segment. We continued recording, but I'm actually saving that for the beginning of next week's episode because it felt better progression-wise. So in case you were wondering why we didn't end with our classic, and that's where we'll end this episode. Also, leave us a review on your podcasting platform. Reviews help to bring new people into our community and also give us advice on what we can improve on in the future. I'm going to be straight with you. Reviews help the algorithm promote our show, and so obviously we'd love reviews. But honestly speaking, we do love to hear what you have to say. So, we can check a couple things off at the same time. You know how it is. You can also follow us on Twitter at NotAScratchcast or email us as well at notascratchcast@gmail.com if you have any cool ideas to add to the podcast or just want to reach out to us. We've got a Discord for Not a Scratch with a bunch of amazing people. We've got a website, which you can check out at www.notascratchcast.com. I almost forgot the website name. Website has access to all of our episodes, our merch page, and art page with commission and fan art. And if you send us your fan art, tag us at NotAScratchcast on Twitter, email us, do whatever you think you need to do to share your art with us. And with your permission, we'd love to put it on our website. This stuff updates all the time, so stay tuned, and there's always links in the description for everything here. We also want to thank the music peoples in our show. We want to thank Glitchx City for the songs Kirby's Dream Land, the Lo-Fi remix, and for Magic Art Festival remix Pokken Tournament. We also want to thank Tabletop Audio for the songs Middle Earth Dawn, Open Ocean, Forest Night, and Witch Mountain. Also, some of the music in this episode was produced by me. Some of the music in this episode was purchased through Humble Bundle. We also want to shout out our patrons. We at Not a Scratch have a Patreon where you can get amazing extra benefits regarding the show and its future, including early access to episodes, special behind-the-scenes looks at what goes into the game, a brand new show that's coming very, very soon. We're actually going to play test it this weekend, much to the surprise of my co-host here, who doesn't actually know this yet, so that's a fun thing, and more. You'll also be recognized during the show. Thank you to our guild interns Damon Liger, Ursa93, and Ginny, our Guildmaster Eli, our Governor Lord Toffee, and our Wiggly Goat Pure Glaceon. Thank you so much for your financial support because it's helping purchase different music that we've been using here, create different shows, and frankly, is very nice to have that financial backing behind the show. For more information about anything, check out the links in the description down below or contact us on Discord or Twitter. If you'd like to have a promo on the show for your podcast, we'd love to help. We're going to get started with those next episode onwards. All you have to do is send us an email or contact us on Twitter or Discord, and we'd be happy to discuss more. Now, the couple of announcements. Number one, as mentioned last week, a brand new podcast feed called the Adurin Cast, that is the AHDURIN Cast, is now out and available, beginning the brand new campaign, Operation E-Clock, another self-made system bringing in guests that are each going to take their own time controlling the main character. It's an exciting adventure. The first episode has been released, and the first plot-related stuff is coming out very, very soon, so please check that out if you haven't already. There is a link in the description below to the website that will eventually lead you to each of the separate feeds. The second thing is another thing that's important and would really love your help on this. I have created a survey for the members of the Not a Scratch community to take and provide us with additional information that could be helpful in us producing better content, prioritizing what we should focus on, what we shouldn't focus on, and really get a better idea of what the community is interested in having. So if you check out the link in the description below at the very top, it's labeled something along the lines of, survey. You can take this survey. It takes maybe 5 minutes at most, unless you're going really in depth with details. And there's always the option for many of them to just not give an answer. We're perfectly fine with that. But if you could spend a couple of minutes, go through that survey and provide us with better details on what our community actually wants, this would be greatly appreciated. Again, top link in the description down below. This survey is open until the end of the month, so the end of July of 2022. I almost forgot what year it was. End of July 2022 at 11:59 Eastern Time, U.S. Standard, U.S. side. So please check out that survey if you haven't already. It's very helpful. I promoted it on Twitter and Discord, and I'll promote it again once we get closer to the deadline. But thank you very much for your support. Very much appreciated. And until next time, everyone, I guess you get to hear it now. Take care.